Hi everybody, it's Amy. Thanks for joining me today. And remember, Siouxland Libraries this summer is all about imagination. Imagine your story through our Siouxland Library reading program this summer. One of my favorite imaginary stories is Jack and the Beanstalk. Now this book I'm showing you here is called It's Not Jack and the Beanstalk. This is a fun little twist on your regular Jack and the Beanstalk story. In this story, Jack doesn't like the way the Jack and the Beanstalk story is told, so he decides he's going to tell it his own way. So this is kind of a fun book to check out and see what silly changes Jack makes to his story. Jack and the Beanstalk by Josh Funk. It is available as a read aloud on YouTube, so you can look for that if you'd like to listen to it while we're making our craft today. The first craft we are going to make is we're going to make our very own Jack and the Beanstalk. Our beanstalk in the castle in the clouds. Let me show you the supplies we're going to need for this today. You're going to need a small plastic cup, a little bit of water, about 3 to 5 cotton balls, some dry beans. We are using lima beans, but you can try whatever beans you would like to use. You're going to need a stick of some kind. Some choices would be a skewer stick, you could use a straw, or a popsicle stick. You're going to need a small piece of paper, about 3 by 3 inches. Some crayons or markers to decorate, a little bit of tape, and you'll want a pencil. So go ahead and get those supplies together. If you don't have them ready now, you could pause it and grab a grown-up to help you if you need to, and then come back and we'll finish. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take those cotton balls. I want you to take one cotton ball out and save that for later, so we'll put that one back. The rest of your cotton balls, we're going to stretch them out a little bit. We don't want to pull them completely apart. Just stretch them out a bit so they're not all one glump. Now those cotton balls you're going to put in the bottom of your empty cup. Now, if we think about a plant, what is something that a plant needs to grow? If you said water, you are correct. We're going to take our glass of water. We're going to pour a little bit in there. You don't want to have a lot, just enough for the cotton balls to kind of soak up and get wet. All right, once you've got your water in there, you're going to take 1 or 2 of your beans. So we're using lima beans. You could use any dried beans that you have at home. We're going to carefully set our beans on top of the cotton balls. Now you don't want to bury them down too deep or they could get a little too wet and moldy, so just carefully lay them on top. Now, we've got our beans in there. The next thing we need to do is we're going to add our fun little castle, so we can make it a Jack and the Beanstalk theme. Take your little piece of paper, and this is where you can create your very own castle. If you have a printer at home, you could find some templates on our website, siouxlandlive.org. You could print those out, choose which castle you'd like, and decorate it however you would want to. Now, if you don't have a printer, that's no problem. Just use your imagination, make whatever kind of castle you want on your paper. You can use your markers and your crayons to color it however you'd like. Now, take your last cotton ball. We're going to stretch that one out a little bit. This is going to be our clouds to go at the bottom of our castle. Stretch out your cotton balls, get a little bit of tape, and we're going to tape that cotton ball right at the bottom of your castle. So now our castle is in the clouds. Next, you're going to take your stick. I'm going to use the popsicle stick, and we're going to tape our castle onto the popsicle stick. So take another piece of tape, put that stick on the back of your paper, and just put a piece of tape over it. Now you have a castle in the clouds on a stick. That stick's going to go right into your cup where you planted your beans. Now we've got our beanstalk ready to grow. We've got our castle in the clouds. Now, where do we need to put our bean to help it grow? Where do you think would be a good spot to put it? If you said in the sun, you are correct. Take your beanstalk and you're going to want to set it into a sunny window where it can get lots of sunshine and grow. And you're going to keep an eye on your bean to make sure that those cotton balls stay nice and moist. It might take a couple of days for your beans to start growing, and that's okay. You don't want to give it too much water. Just keep an eye on it to make sure those cotton balls are still a little bit wet. After a little while, your beanstalk's going to start to grow. Now, if it gets too big, that's a good thing. That means you're doing a good job taking care of your beanstalk. If it gets too big for your cup, you can always take it out and put it into another planter. Just ask a grown-up to help you with that. So there you have your nice beanstalk ready to grow. Find a sunny spot that you want to keep it. Now, if you don't have those supplies at home to make a beanstalk, we do have another craft that you can work on. For this craft, what you're going to want is some tape. You're going to need some markers or crayons, a pencil, a scissors, and you're going to need 3 pieces of blank paper. Now, if you have some thicker paper like construction paper or cardstock, that works well. If not, you can use any blank paper that you have. Now, if you go onto our website, if you have a printer, you can also print templates for this project under the Jack and the Beanstalk. The first piece of paper you are going to take, you're going to draw a little spiral. Let me show you what that's going to look like. If you start in the middle and you're going to draw around kind of like a little snake pattern, draw a spiral around bigger and bigger to fill up your paper. When you're done, it's going to look sort of like that. Now, this is going to turn into our beanstalk. So you can color it any color you want. If you want a green beanstalk, that's fine. If you want to use your imagination and have a very colorful beanstalk, it can be any color you want. When you're done coloring, it's going to look something like this. Now you're also going to cut it out. So take your scissors and you're going to cut all those dark lines that you drew, cut all along the lines to cut your beanstalk out. Now on our next piece of paper, we are going to draw some leaves for our beanstalk. Your leaves can be any shape you want them to be. I'm going to draw about 4 leaves for my beanstalk. You can draw a few more or a few less if you want. It's up to your imagination what you want your leaves to look like. I'm going to draw 4 leaves. Now my leaves look like this. Your leaves might look like this, your leaves might look different. That's okay. Go ahead and color your leaves in any color that you want. If you want them green, you can. If you want them to be different colors, rainbow leaves, that is fine. Color in your leaves and cut those out. When you're done, you're going to have 4 leaves that look a little something like this. They might be a different shape, a different color. You might have a few more or a few less. Now the next thing we are going to make is our castle. On your last piece of paper, you're going to make your castle. If you have a printer, you can print out one of our templates from our website, siouxlandlib.org, to make your castle. If not, you can draw any kind of castle that you can think of in your imagination. Your castle might look a little something like this. Draw your castle, cut it out. You may color it however you want to color it. If you have some extra cotton balls, you might want to add some cotton balls at the bottom. Tape or glue those on to make your castle in the clouds. You also want to poke a little hole at the top of your castle, and you can tie a little string in there so that you can hang up your castle in the beanstalk when you're all finished. So now when your castle is ready, you're going to take your beanstalk and your leaves. Now when you cut your beanstalk out, it's going to look a little something like this when you hold it up. Those leaves that we cut out, you can glue and tape those all over your beanstalk. So do you see we have our beanstalk cut out and we have our leaves attached to it. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Now we need to attach the beanstalk to our castle. You're going to take the top of your beanstalk and you're going to tape it right behind the front of your castle. So take a piece of tape or 2, put some tape on that beanstalk. You're going to tape it to the back, the bottom, right in front of your castle. And then when you hold it up, now you've got your fun castle in the clouds. You can make these any color. You can add as many leaves as you want. If you have bigger paper, you can make your beanstalk bigger and longer. You can make your castle any shape you want. If you want to make more than one, you could have beanstalks hanging all over your house this summer. So remember, if you are doing the Read Squared program online, make sure you look for the Jack and the Beanstalk mission and put in the secret code word, bean. Now, if you are doing a paper log, make sure you mark off the Jack and the Beanstalk secret mission on the back. Because remember, every mission that you do, you can earn more. Chances to win that raffle at the end of the summer. So I hope that you had fun making Jack and the Beanstalk crafts. I know Jack and Beanstalk is one of my favorite stories. Keep on reading this summer. Keep on imagining. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.